Hello, and welcome to the Knitworthy podcast. Hello, Mama Linda.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wow, was that high?
Hi! It's Mickey Mouse. How are you?
I'm going into my, oh no, the Shrek voice, you know, where it's like the little gingerbread cookie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I sounded like him.
My gumdrop buttons.
Funny.
How are you today?
I'm okay. I'm a little tired.
Tired.
But how are you?
I'm also tired.
Uh-huh. Well, that's why I look like this.
I'm wearing a lot of makeup. I'm covering it.
I didn't even bother. I just put my hair in a bun and said, let's do it.
Oh, man.
I am wearing something fabulous, though.
Yes, you are.
What am I wearing, Brianne?
You are wearing a sweater that I made.
You are, and you were going to get rid of it?
I was. Well, I decided to offer it to you first.
Yeah, you asked me if I wanted it, and I'm like, yeah. I love it. It's lovely.
I will link to it in the show notes to let you know what it is because I'm drawing a blank right at this moment.
I would stand up, but that would require way too much effort on my part, and so just imagine that it's a lovely sweater. It has two buttons at the top, and it's, what do we call this, 3/4 length?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Feels very nice. And why did you give it up?
It does not fit me well anymore, and
You're too skinny, right?
No, that's definitely not it.
Sure.
And you know, it's made out of an alpaca blend that isn't my favorite, and I've only really worn it like 2 or 3 times in the 6 years that I've had it.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, is this a Knit Picks yarn?
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
It's a Barocco yarn.
It's a colorway that reminds me of something I've seen in Knit Picks, but
that's very possible.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Barocco, you think?
Barocco. I think it's ultra alpaca.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It actually comes off when you're looking in person and up close. There's blues and purples, would you say?
And like just a tiny little hints of magenta here and there.
Yes.
It's definitely like a multifaceted yarn color.
Which is right up my alley.
Yeah.
Yeah. My glasses are so dirty right now. I feel like I'm in clouds.
Oh, no.
Is there a fog in the room?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Your presence has created a fog.
Yeah. Happens a lot. What can I say?
What are you wearing?
I am wearing my featherweight cardigan that I knit, I believe, 2 years ago. And this is...
Wait. The one you knit 2 years ago or re-knit 2 years ago?
That I re-knit 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And this is made out of Anzula Breeze in the spruce colorway, and which is a very lovely color. And it's a
really
linen and silk blend, which is so soft and just like perfect for summer. And you know, even spring. We're a little bit chilly right now.
Yeah, our lighting, I don't know, it's a little bit funny just because it is quite overcast today.
As we look outside. Can you see it through our eyes?
Take a look. Yeah, so we need to turn like everything up as bright as possible.
Exactly.
So we're probably flashing out and my glasses are going to blind you. But
oh, no.
Put on your sunglasses. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing. I have a sick kiddo home today. Another sick kiddo. What can I say? And so if Evan comes down, you will know why.
And actually, today is the last day of school for my son Isaac.
Is it?
Yes, and the other kids get out on Wednesday. You know, in Branson, this might be interesting to people.
Yeah.
In Branson, if you have had a really great attendance record and no issues as far as your teachers are concerned with acting out or going against the rules,
right?
You, I think you can miss 2 days in a semester, and if you miss more than 2 days, you take finals. If you only miss 2 days or less, you are finals exempt as long as your teachers sign off for you.
Yeah.
So he's make sure he's at school.
He's determined. Attendance is key.
Yeah, so he won't be taking finals this year, so I'm picking him up today. That's one of the reasons why we decided to hurry up and rush it, because I realized I have a car today, so I'm picking a child up.
Yay! How exciting. Well, why don't we talk about what we're knitting? Mama,
all right.
What are you knitting?
Knitting a little tiny sock.
We have a friend who is expecting.
We do, yeah. And so we decided that the friend doesn't know what they're having.
No.
And so Brianne's going to do...
I'm knitting a green sock. There will be 2 of them.
And I'm doing this little pink and purpley one.
Yeah.
And so it'll be a fun thing. We don't know what what will happen, but
Nope.
they'll be prepared either way.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's what I'm knitting on. I'm also knitting on, let me put this down.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to mix up our segments all together if that's okay.
I love it.
From the Rusted Stitch,
Yeah.
Miss Beautiful Stephanie, I ordered one more of these needle keepers because I'm such a big fan.
Yeah.
And
Super cute.
I have my mitered square blanket that I'm making that is, oh, look at it matches my sweater. But it's the one that Dawn Wolf is doing.
Yeah.
The different way of kind of doing the setup of it. And so I have it on the needles and I'm mid patch, so I'm not going to take it off because I don't want to lose my stitches. And thank you, Stephanie, that I won't be, I'm looking at you like you're Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie, that I won't be losing my stitches. But Dawn Wolf was so kind to reply to my question about how to handle where I went from. I had my 4 patches done in the corner, and then now what do I do?
Right.
And so she suggested that I take it up the sides and then fill in the middles. And so I gave that a try, and I'm actually loving it. So that is where I am. I'm on this middle patch, and then I will start working my way up the 2 outside edges. And I think she's brilliant. It's a great way to do it.
It's very smart.
And it just makes it so much easier to continue on. So you think, she should know by now with doing, I think she's done enough to cover the space shuttle.
Yeah.
Is there a space shuttle still?
I
Did we
don't-
shut down that program? I'm so up to
NASA, would
date.
you please let us know?
NASA, I must know stats. Did Dawn Wolf make you a blanket for the space shuttle? Yeah, so anyway, that's what I've been working on, and tons of spinning, but I don't know, just spinning later if you want to.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, tell me what you're doing.
Well, this is my little baby sock that I'm
Adorable.
working on, and I just kind of made up a pattern. I didn't look for one. So basically, it's just a 48 stitch sock, and I'm doing 1x1 rib with a short row heel, continuing the 1x1 rib on the top of the foot, and then just doing stockinette on the bottom of the foot, and then decreasing down 5 times, and then Kitchener.
Okay.
So if you would like to see that, I have it in my project page on Ravelry if you didn't catch that. I was talking fast, so I wouldn't expect that you would.
I had to restart many, many times, and so that's why I'm
you?
only this far, because at first I did your stitch count, and the sock would have probably fit me.
Oh my.
I'm a tad a noose knitter. That's not nice to give baby gifts as nooses.
Don't do that.
That's just wrong.
That is wrong.
But I think I'm a little closer to actually what you're getting now, except for, I don't know, I think I did a double decrease over here, so it's got a little hitch in it, but this is the way, if you get a gift from me, it's going to be foibled. It's going to have things wrong with it, and that's all right.
The Amish purposely put mistakes in their work so
I should
that.
just say I do, huh?
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
Amish.
Oh.
What?
You know what? Can I just tell one short story that's never going to be short?
Okay. Yes.
So on Netflix, on YouTube, I found this really cool, does it matter where I found it?
She found it in a place online.
Someplace. There was this English show where they were giving people a chance to learn how to weave.
Oh.
And it was so interesting. I'm not going to go into the show, but there's 3 contestants, and the winning person would get a chance to have private lessons in a professional weaver studio and have all this, really get help from the best.
Yeah.
And the third girl that really had a wonderful color sense and we did a beautiful job, but she decided it just was not for her because the standard with these things is perfection. And
right.
she had this loose warp thread that she never did figure out how to fix, so she just left it.
Oh my.
As a design feature.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they were kind of like, not a design feature. I was thinking that would be me on the show.
Right, right.
Whatever. It's beautiful.
Fine.
Keep it. Yeah. But that whole idea of perfection made me wonder, Brianne, are you a perfection knitter? Do you knit to a perfection standard? Or what percentage of your knitting do you hold to that? It's got to be right or not do it at all.
I don't know that I'm ever at that standard.
It's got to be technically perfect.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I don't think that I'm that person. And not because that's a bad thing. I mean, there are definitely a lot of areas of my life where I'm definitely a perfectionist.
So you're ripping out your sweater had nothing to do with perfection?
It didn't fit well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't know.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I'm going to try and clear the fog while you talk.
Okay.
Anyway, you know what? That would be really fun to hear if you are interested in participating. This is a horrible look for me, isn't it? I'm so used to seeing
No.
myself in glasses. But if you are listening to this podcast, which you should, hey, put it in the thread for this podcast as to whether you hold yourself to a standard of perfection. Now, obviously, none of us is perfect, but do you if you have a little mistake, do you try and go on and see if anybody's going to notice, or do you fix it?
It depends on the mistake for me.
Does it?
It does. I mean, if I drop a stitch, obviously, that compromises the integrity of your fabric. And so, therefore,
A
you want
drop
to fix
stitch
that.
you do want to fix, yeah.
Right. But I will tink back or rip back to fix things. Now, I mean, if it's at the very beginning of the project and it's not going to make a big difference, then I have been known, to just kind of fudge it a little bit. One sweater that I made, my cast on number was incorrect. It was incorrect in the pattern. And so it didn't quite work with the ribbing on the bottom of the sweater. And so I just kind of did a knit together. It's done. It's good.
You're justifying it now, aren't you?
I am.
But good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, obviously, anybody who's watched this podcast for more than 5 minutes knows I'm not about perfection. Though I did, when I was making an adult-size sock for an infant, thought perhaps I should rip that out. But I figure once the sock is put with the heel and everything, it's not going to be noticeable. And, it's a baby. They kick their socks off anyway.
That's right. I'm just hoping this one stays on for more than 5 minutes. I am also knitting on Brian's Christmas sock. Last time you saw them, it was right here, knitting them toe up. And so I finished the first sock, and I am on the second sock, and this is using my
You have
beautiful...
really been rolling.
Yeah. My beautiful needle sweater from Stephanie at the Rusted Stitch. I am at the point where I'm ready to increase for the heel.
Yay.
And so I'm making good progress, which makes me happy.
Remind me the heel you're doing again. You probably just said it.
This is a heel. It's a toe-up heel flap by Wendy D. Johnson.
Okay.
And I'll link to it in the show notes.
All right.
And so that way you can find it. But I think this is really my toe-up.
Do you want to go ahead and show it? Or did you already show it?
No, not yet. This is my preferred heel for toe-up socks, I do believe.
I'm still a fish lips kiss, but I do put additional length in before starting my cuff to give my heel plenty of room.
Yeah. So,
And I also, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
On my fish lips kiss heel, I narrow it up a bit at the heel, which makes it a little bit deeper of a heel cup. So you know how you normally have a third of your stitches
Yes.
at the back center. And so I will give a stitch either way, a couple stitches either way, which makes the heel a tad more pointy, but also makes it deeper. And once it's on my foot, it fits well.
Well, that makes sense.
Go figure. That's what I do.
We like it when things fit well.
Uh-huh. I love that yarn.
Thank you. The yarn I'm using is Barocco Socks, and this is colorway 1433. And my husband has not seen this. I had someone ask me in the thread from last week or last time if I'm keeping these a secret from Brian.
Oh, right.
And I am. I knit on these when I'm with my grandmother or when he's at work. And so these don't get pulled out, when he can see them, because I like for something to be a surprise for him. So we share a bank account, and we don't really have any secret money hidden anywhere. And so anytime I buy anything, I'm like, by the way, that's for your Christmas. So there has to be some sort of secret now and then.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's going to be knitting, apparently. Let's see. What else? Oh, I started a pair of socks.
What a shock.
I know. Well, these are...
I remember when I saw you start those.
Yeah, these are
They're looking gorgeous.
Thank you. These are my cheer socks. I'm calling them that because that is the name of the colorway of the yarn. It's Knit Picks Felici in the cheer colorway.
Do they carry that year round?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I was gifted this by somebody.
Oh, and your Christmas yarn swap.
Yes.
Was that it?
Mm-hmm.
I remember now.
And I am so thrilled, over the moon. I did not do it intentionally at all. But if you notice, I'm doing a heel flap and a gusset. And
that worked out.
It is
just
striping
right.
out perfectly.
How did that happen?
I have no idea. And I wasn't even trying to do it. So now I'm like, I'm going to try and do it with a second sock.
Uh-oh. Now the obsession starts.
Can I do it, folks?
Do you care if your socks match pattern-wise?
It depends on the sock. I wasn't originally going to do these as matching, but now that I have like the perfect stripe going on, I don't really want to mess with that. So they're super soft though. You need to feel.
Oh my goodness. And they feel sturdy too.
Yes.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. So I'm really
trying to decide
this.
if socks that you do turn out sturdy because you are knitting on a smaller size needle or whether you just pull your yarn tighter, but it seems like all of your socks turn out much sturdier than mine. Like feel mine.
That's so soft though.
Yeah, I mean, but well, lucky a baby doesn't really get a lot of mileage on their socks.
That's
so
true.
Probably won't wear out.
The 3-month-old isn't doing a lot of walking.
No.
Mm-mm. No.
What else have you got going on? Anything?
I have something that is needle adjacent. It is going to be cast on very soon. I wound up the yarn and everything. I wanted to see if I could pull it up. I didn't write it down. I have wound up yarn for the Adama cowl.
Ooh.
And
that color.
Yes. This is Malabrigo Rios in the Aguas colorway.
Wow.
And this
I've almost
show
bought
you.
that before. That Aguas is lovely.
It is. I have to show because the color is just.
Yeah.
I'm going to cover
It's my
you up.
face.
There you
That's
go.
it. It loves my face.
It is so gorgeous. The camera loves you, darling. And I am thrilled. This is yarn that I got on our spring break. And so I'm excited to cast this on. And I have a sweater's worth of Rios in the teal feather colorway that I got at the Spring Fling.
Oh, at Spring Fling?
Yeah.
Huh.
That may have been like 6 years ago.
When they
5
still were
years
in St.
ago.
Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the Loopy U was still in St.Louis. And yeah, so I've been holding on to it.
Fantastic.
It's been marinating like a fine wine.
What's going on otherwise?
Elsewise?
Is that even a
Elsewise?
word?
I don't think so, but we'll make it one for this
Today
time.
it's a word.
Today it's a word, folks. The last thing I have is some spinning, which will segue into your spinning rather nicely.
Awesome.
This is a braid, a top that someone gave me of Fiber Nymph Dye Works in the Kaleidoscope colorway. It's a super summer knit together 2012 exclusive colorway, and it's 4 ounces of Falkland, which I have not spun Falkland before, and I'm really enjoying it. But this is a gorgeous color.
Will you explain to me what you notice about Falkland compared to other yarns that or other fibers you've spun?
You know, it's a little bit more of a rustic yarn compared to like merino.
Okay,
it's not itchy.
Not itchy, is it? Oh, okay.
It has a nice grab to it.
It's a bit crimpier.
Yes. And it has a nice kind of longer staple length.
Is it compared to BFL?
I would say so.
Which is?
My favorite.
No, the name of it. I always say it wrong, so I'm asking you to say
Blueface
it.
Luster.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I would say, before you told me, I would say Blueface Leicester.
Yes.
Because it has spelling that is.
It's like Leicster, I think.
I think it's C-E maybe. It
Oh,
doesn't
possibly.
matter. There is a C in there that you don't say apparently.
Yes, it's a silent C, which is very confusing. But
Like
I'm,
scissors.
Yeah,
you
exactly. You don't say skizzers unless you're my 6-year-old.
I was gonna say. Maybe I do.
We bought some pistachios last week.
Uh-huh.
And trying to hear him try to pronounce pistachios
going well.
Hilarious. Yes. He's like, I'd like some pistachios, please. Or I'd like some pistachios. Like, he's trying to work it out in his head, and I'm showing him the package and saying it with him, and
cute.
He managed to get it one time, but it's adorable. So that's what I've been working on. I am probably about halfway done with the first 2 ounces, and my plan for this is to do a 2-ply yarn. I believe I'll probably end up with something like a sport weight.
Okay. And is that, how much of that is it? Are you halfway through, or?
Yeah, this is the second half of the 2 ounces. I have the first half of the 2 ounces. I am halfway through, so I'm about 1 ounce into spinning that.
Great.
Yeah.
You have something finished too, huh?
I do. You want me to show that too?
Yes.
While I'm at
Let's just see it.
We're just gonna barrel on through, people. This yarn is yarn that I spun over the last probably 5 or 6 weeks or so.
So pretty.
This is from Show Me Yarn, and this is their Sparkle BFL in the odds and ends colorway, and I got 150 yards of a 3-ply. I Navajo plied it.
Oh, that's precious to add extra things to it. So cute. Can I record you?
Yeah. Navajo. Oh gosh. I Navajo plied it. And
you did an excellent job.
Thank you. It turned out really, really well. I'm very pleased with how this ended up.
Oh, it's lovely.
So I just have like a twist in there.
And, that just happens sometimes.
Yes.
But the only way I found to get rid of that is to pause occasionally before once you let the twisted yarn go into the orifice, obviously the twist stops, right?
Right.
And so from time to time, you have to stop and run your fingers back and let that extra twist, if you do that periodically,
yes,
you will end up with less over twisting.
Right.
But that's certainly functional and usable and all that. It's just, and sometimes I forget, and I had a yarn turn out this week where I go, well, okay.
Yes.
And sometimes when you set it, it does, it does straighten out some. I never hang or wait. I hang my yarn to dry,
right,
but I don't weight it.
Right.
Some people do that to get the twist out, but all that does is just delay the twist coming out. It doesn't actually take it out.
Right.
So anyway, sometimes it will, when you wet it and set it by hanging it, it will come out and it will like what is that called? Redistribute.
Okay.
The twist. The soaking and all that will help get it redistributed. But this week I had one that was just a tad twisty at the end. So, oh well. So it happens anyway, even if you remember to do it.
Yes. Hello, Evan. What is it, honey?
Can I get a
Yes, you may. All right. And can you cut it by yourself? Okay.
Can I give you a hug?
Of course. You can always give me hugs.
This is our Evan.
Here's Evan if you haven't seen him in a while. He's not feeling good today, but he's such a good boy. I love you so much, son.
Bye, Mama.
Yeah.
Can you wave goodbye to everybody before you go upstairs?
All right. Have fun upstairs, okay?
Okay, bye, Mama.
Bye, honey. He even has that I don't feel good smell to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor thing.
It's just been one of those. The last few months have been, we're like a hospital zone here.
It is. Yes, be wary. Do not come to our house and like kiss us all smack on the mouth.
Don't kiss us in the mouth.
No. All right, so that's what I have.
Okay.
What would you like to show? You've been working on other things too.
Yeah, I have. So I was contacted by our dear friend Peggy.
Yes.
From the 100th Sheep. If you don't know Peggy by now, you haven't been listening along. And she had someone who had asked to find someone that they could commission to spin some fiber for them. And it's a collective in New Mexico, I believe.
Okay.
And they do mohair, which would be mohair goats. And so I offered to complete that commission for her. And these locks, I'm trying to get out the glare of the light so you can actually see how lovely they are.
Those are beautiful.
Yeah, it is just stunning. And they don't look like this when they come to me. They're all matted and full of,
VM.
yeah, vegetable matter, just basically because they're goats that live in real places.
What?
Yeah, and from what I heard, I was listening to, of course, a lot of videos this week, and one of the things I heard from Namaste Farms, Natalie Redding, she said that I think they don't typically put coats on goats. That should be a book.
It should be, or the title of our podcast for today: Coats on Goats.
Coats on Goats. So, and I don't remember if it was because they that makes it want to mat or it does something with the curls. I don't remember, but that's what I'm remembering from what I heard. But it was about 30 hours of watching. No, it wasn't really. It could have been. Who knows?
Wow.
Accumulatively. But this is what I am spinning for them, and it is just cloud-like and feels so fabulous. And what they want to do is they want to actually dye it. And then they are going to sell it, and the funds go to keep their organization going. I don't really know how it's set up, but we are on this is like a trial separation, but it's a trial engagement.
Okay.
Because we're going to see how we both like it.
Yeah.
Because this is super labor intensive. Going from, this is 20 yards, okay? So we're not talking, I'm getting it all tangly here. We're not talking a lot of yarn here.
Okay.
Okay, 20 yards.
It's not a lot.
3 wraps per inch because of the curls. That's the way it works out. And because there's a lot of getting the curls fluffed properly, getting the VM out, because nobody likes to get big sticks in their yarn. They didn't have big sticks, but I like to exaggerate things.
Yes.
That's what I'm all about. But it was 3 hours from start to finish.
Oh my goodness.
So I have a pound, and they want 1 ounce in a skein. So I will have, 15 skeins, because there is some waste.
Sure.
But 15 skeins to do, and they
At
each
3
take a
hours.
minimum of 3 hours if you're just knocking it down at the wheel there.
That's 45 hours.
That's a lot. And I just can't sit at the wheel for that long without really hurting my back. So I have to, break it up a little. So that is where I will be needing to expend my spinning effort until I complete this order. And then we will just see how it works for everyone.
Sure.
That way, if it's not what she was hoping for, or if I just say, I'm in the hospital in traction, so I won't be able to finish.
Yes.
I think it works out best that way, to hang it loosely. But what a privilege to get to spin someone's beautiful mohair. It's just soft as silk. I think you felt it, didn't you?
I did. It's like heaven.
Yeah, it's just a cloud
Yes.
of wonderfulness. So anyway, that's very exciting. And thank you, Peggy, for that opportunity that you passed along to me. I really appreciate it. And let's see, the other thing I did, now we're going on to non-fibery things, if that's okay.
Yes, of course.
All right. So I have, of course, a love for office supplies. What a shock, right? And I
Yes.
have one binder that has this ARC system. That's what this is called, ARC. These particular rings have a special punch. I'll try and find one that doesn't have writing on it so you can actually see. There's a punch you use that creates holes with a split in them. And instead of opening rings like you would in a 3-ring binder, you just clip the hole over the ring, and the little split allows it to stay.
Okay.
And so what I did was I decided to start using, you collect things and you think I'm going to use them, but sometimes they feel so precious you don't want to use them, and this is silly.
I do that too, though.
I mean, like whether it's yarn or whatever, if you
Right.
buy something to use, just because you're madly in love with it doesn't mean you shouldn't use it.
True.
So.
If anything, because you're madly in love with it, you really should use
Right.
it.
And it's like, and then that mindset is assuming there will never, ever be anything wonderful again. That's
Yes.
kind of silly.
Right.
Right? And so I had this book that I'd gotten when I was with my sister-in-law, and we were at a flea market, and it was a book about England, a lot of old black and white pictures, and I had been saving this book because the pictures in it were so amazing. And I decided I'm going to start using it. And so I made a gift for somebody out of one of the pages, and I used in here some of the pages to create the cover. And what I did, I don't have a laminating machine. So, and I couldn't fit my standard cardboard cover on. So how I made this was, and you don't have to have an arc binding machine to do this. Obviously you could do it with a plain old 3-ring binder, 3-ring clip, and then you could use those metal clip rings. That would work fine too. But since I didn't have a laminating machine, I used packing tape, which I always have on hand for mailing things.
Sure.
And I just overlaid the strips to create my own laminated front because I didn't want to ruin the pictures.
Very smart.
And so that worked out great for me. And I did it on the inside too, cut up some of the pictures just because that was precious to me. And what I decided to do, I also found some little online where you could download these cute little ABC, look like old ABC cards, like flashcards.
Oh, yeah.
And I went ahead and I printed them and cut those out for the alphabet part because I didn't want just standard tabs. It just makes me happy.
Sure.
And so what this is, I'm calling this my war room.
Yes.
And probably about a month ago now, I watched the movie The War Room. My sister-in-law gave it to me for Christmas, and it took me forever to get around to actually doing it. And what it's about is about prayer. And about how to support your family in prayer. And I was so inspired by the grandma. Oh my goodness. See, we've got Evan here.
Go upstairs, please.
He's eating a popsicle. Good job, Evan. It's like the good old days. Well, you may hear some rustling, and that's just our Evan. So
Yes.
Evan, just try and be real quiet, okay? But the grandma on the war room, I made you watch it.
Yes, you did.
And I just love
It was
grandma.
delightful.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
This grandma had learned in her life about how important prayer was, and just basically enfold your family with prayer, and to become the kind of person that's not trying to always work things out yourself, but that you're looking to God.
Right.
And she prayed. She had her own little prayer closet where she would put her prayers up on the wall, and she would sit in there and pray. It was very precious. But my closet is not a walk-in closet. And if I was in there, I wouldn't have a place to put my clothes. So, so I decided my war room is going to be this journal. And I came about doing it in a ring system because I had originally done it in a book that was bound. And then I would think of other people I wanted to add. And when I was trying to find the person I was praying for, and she in particular writes down what she's praying so she won't forget.
Right.
And how many times have you said, I'm going to pray for you about that? And then you forget to follow up with additional prayer when you really want to.
Right.
And so in this, it's like a way for me to systematically keep track of the people I'm praying for and what I'm praying for with them. And you pray scripture. And so you don't just say, like, Lord, thank you for this food, but you use the Word of God to help build your own faith as you're praying. Lord, you are my provider, and this scripture says that even the birds of the field don't worry about what they're going to eat, and care even more about you. I don't have a reference for that one, but this is just Linda's version. I care even more about you, so you don't need to worry about what you're going to eat. And so when someone needs a provision, you put a verse with it.
Yes.
And so I love that. So I made up one, and everybody's in here alphabetized, so that when I hear of a prayer request from someone, I can put it in the place so I know where I can find it again. And then I started just I have a section at the beginning where if I read something in particular that means something to me about the concept of prayer, because I'm trying to really learn more about it. Like, if God knows, this is just me now, if God knows our needs before we even speak them, which we know He does, why does He need us to pray?
I think it's for our faith.
Yeah, so we're not telling Him.
Right.
Because He already knows.
Right. He's got it covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's my heart that needs to change, right?
Right.
And I need to be reminded over and over again that the Lord is my provider. But
That's right.
He also tells us to be persistent in prayer. And we don't know how much our prayers influence how God acts.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm learning, okay? I prayed my whole life, but I'm trying to take it to a new level because, those of you who know us know we have had challenges.
Yes.
And the Lord just really laid it on my heart that prayer is where I really need to devote some time in just kind of getting God's mindset into my head.
Mm-hmm.
That's really where, in order to get through challenges without losing your mind, you have to have the mind of God, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
And so that is what I've done, and you too can make your own. You can make your own war room, and if you haven't seen the movie,
Okay.
sweetie,
Evan, you need to go upstairs, please, now.
Thank you.
We didn't change that to April.
That's okay. We'll fix it later. Thank you for finding. He's reminded me of something I need to do. I need him around all the time. So anyway, this is my war room. Do you have a place where you write prayer, Brianne?
I do. I write in my journal.
Okay.
I write, the things that I'm thankful for each day, and I
Okay.
write a prayer. That's just something that I've started doing recently.
Do you list, or do you actually write out a prayer as if you're speaking it out loud?
It depends on the day.
Okay.
It depends on also, how much time I have. Some days I'm just exhausted, and it's like, tonight I'm praying for these things.
Okay.
And some days I have a little bit more time and a little bit more energy, and so I'll write out an actual prayer. It just kind of depends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to give people the impression that I'm trying to boss God around. It's
No.
not about that at all. It's really about trying to do my part. And He asks us to pray.
Right.
And I'm really just trying to understand it more and just take this path and see where it leads me.
Yes.
So-
I think, I believe it's in Matthew is where, we learn about the Lord's Prayer.
Yes.
And I think that, Jesus taught us how to pray.
Yes, He
And,
did. Simply.
Yes. I mean, then they're not, deep, elaborate, verbose prayers, but it's a very simple prayer. I think the Lord's Prayer is about like 6 verses in the Bible,
Yeah.
but it was important enough that Jesus taught
Yeah.
His disciples and His people how to pray.
Yes.
And so I think that that's something that, we need to be, make an active part of our lives, as people of faith,
Yeah.
to be on, a communicating basis with the Lord.
And the whole reason why He gave the Lord's Prayer, because I was reading about that this week, was because there were people like, He called them hypocrites, a whole new religious sect. Who they actually stood on the corner though, praying because they wanted people to see them praying.
Right.
And it was all about how they looked, and they looked really spiritual.
Yes.
And He says, better yet, you go to some place where no one will see you. Go to your
Right.
prayer closet and where you are in private, where no one sees you, and pray there, because He wanted us to know that prayer is communication with Him.
Absolutely.
It's not about all the other people.
Right.
And so, I don't go to a closet, but I do go to a quiet place.
Yes.
And, try and make all the distractions go away. And for me, when I write down my prayers, I stay more focused.
Yes.
If I pray out loud or I'm thinking my prayer, I get so distracted.
Yes.
It's like, how long before the dryer's done? Or what's for dinner? Do I have everything together?
Right.
So it's a way of staying focused.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that was one of the things I did.
Wonderful.
Do you have anything extra that you wanted to share before we go into our project craft?
I did have a couple things come in the mail.
You did?
I did.
Oh, yay.
Let me see. Hopefully they won't all fall. But do you want to see stickers first, or do you want to see my planner things first?
I see things I want to steal first.
What would you like to look at?
This one, please.
Okay. So
Because I want one.
as a Mother's Day present, I was able to make an order from Erin Condren, who I purchased my life planner through, which is just my monthly calendar and my weekly calendar that I use to keep myself organized and on track. And so she was having a sale on some
good.
things, and so her accessories were all 50% off, basically.
Yay.
So it was buy one get one free, I think. And not right now. No, not right. You can do it afterwards. Remember? We talked about we're going to do this afterwards. Thank you. So I decided I really wanted an adhesive elastic pen holder.
And
So
basically keeping track of pens when you've got an organizer is important because you don't stay organized if you can't find your pen to write it.
so true. So true. It's hard to write in there unless you're going to use blood.
Yeah. Ooh, that's just going a whole other
So
direction.
all you do is...
This is going to be one of those, the dog's hacking up along. Got people eating
popsicles.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It's one of those.
Bringing down things for you to do, Sophie. And so all you do is there's an elastic loop here, and this is the adhesive. And so this shows how you attach it onto the side of your, onto the back of the planner. And so I actually have an extra one, and so I'm giving you one.
Yay! Because I wanted to put one on my war room because
Perfect.
every time I would want to write a prayer request, I had to go hunting again. Like I've got 50 million pens, but I can't find them when I need them.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yay! That's wonderful.
Of course. And then the other thing I got from Erin Condren is they have where you can, your planner comes with there we go, with a cover. Of course, you can pick the one that they have for that year, or you can pick one of your choice. And I just got the one for the year just because it was just easier that way. But I decided that I wanted to maybe put in a different one. And so I found these on their website, which
goodness.
are going out of style, basically, but I love them. And this one says, "Let your heart be light." And it has my name at the bottom.
How did they know your name?
I don't know. And then this one says, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined." It also has my name at the bottom, but I love this one. Look at how colorful
Adorable.
it is. And these will both work with my little thing here.
Yes, they sure will.
Even the more colorful one will still work.
So it's like changing a purse. You can change the cover of your,
exactly.
give it a whole fresh look.
Right. So, and then I love my I love my my full box sticker so much that I purchased that. Look, I'm showing her. I'll show you. Here's what my
Go take care of the dog.
Here's what my calendar looks like for this week. And so here are my full box stickers right here. This one says to rest, and this one says family time, and then I'll insert others as I want to during the week. Here is what last week looked like. And look, I even have my little, I had a knitting brunch with some friends, and so I even put in my little knitting sticker there.
Cute.
Because we have our knitting nosh, we're starting to call it.
Is that what you're calling?
Yes, the knitting nosh with a K, nosh.
I like that.
Yeah. So anyways, I bought a few more because it's a sickness. But you know what I did was,
sickness.
It is a sickness. In Etsy, they had an update. Did you see where you can save things in your cart for later? And they go onto a separate page.
Oh, so I don't have to have everything in my cart now?
Yes.
See, they're probably tired of me holding stuff there.
Right. They did it just because of you.
They did.
Yes.
They sent me a private letter about it, so maybe that's what they were talking about.
So I got these from Planner Nation.
Pretty.
Thank you. I got these from Planner Nation, and they are just only the full box stickers because that's what I really use a lot of, more so than like the half box stickers or, you know, like things that say, you know, we're going out to eat, because we don't go out to eat a whole lot. But here are the stickers that I got. And they were on sale for 25% off, and then I had 10% coupon on top of that.
Okay, so like what price range are we talking, just approximately?
They're like $4.25, and then they were 25% off that.
Okay.
And then I had 10% off of my total order.
And $4.25 for one sheet or all the sheets?
For one sheet.
Okay, fun.
So I felt good with my purchase, but look at how cute they are.
So adorable.
And so I'm super happy with these.
I put some stickers on something this week in honor of you.
Did you really? What'd you put it on?
Well, I put it in my prayer journal on the top corner.
Well, good.
I decided, now everything gets decorated.
Yes.
Now, sometimes it's very simple, but that was my decoration for that page. I don't feel like decorating this. Now, here's a sticker.
Well, here, you want these? These are some little extra stickers that she sent.
Sure.
Yes.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you.
So if you like their stickers, here, I'll give this to you.
Okay.
Those are stickers at the top, and then there's a code there. I don't know if they should use that code, but it's 10% off the purchase.
Wonderful.
So feel free to use it.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. And that's what I have.
Okay. Now we're on to Project Craft.
We are on to Project Craft.
Project Craft.
I can't speak today.
All right. So if you're new to the podcast, Project Craft is about doing crafts.
Yes.
Talking about it, writing it in a journal, putting it in a journal, and then talking about it in our Project Craft thread.
Yes.
Now, can we talk about Project Craft as a whole?
Yes, I think we should.
We started in January of this year with an uncertain length to it.
Mm-hmm.
And Brianne and I were talking, and we love Project Craft.
Yes.
But we are thinking that we are going to hold the official Project Craft through the end of June.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are going to take a more casual approach to Project Craft through the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And what that will be is basically just you guys can post whatever you're working on. And if you don't get a chance to put it in your journal, it really still counts, right?
Mm-hmm. That's
just
right.
as long as they're posting in the thread and chatting in the thread, we'll still draw prizes from the Project Craft thread.
Yes.
And that will be intermittently.
Right. Not every time we record, but on occasion.
And not the prizes that we talked about originally.
Right.
But it will be surprises.
Mm-hmm.
So we will have one. We are going to draw something this week.
Yes.
One of our new types of drawings we're doing. So we want to encourage you to continue doing Project Craft. Hasn't it been fun?
It has been wonderful.
Or is it just me? I've had a blast.
No, it's not just you.
And what it's done is because it's like I feel like I really need to do it because, hey, I thought of it.
Mm-hmm.
Should be doing it. And it's really encouraged me to do things that I've been putting on the back burner forever.
Yes.
So I love it for that.
Yes.
Now, last week you drew something.
I did.
What was your challenge?
My challenge was number 28. And the prompt was, what modern crafters do you admire? Describe what about their work inspires you. And so I chose 4 people.
Oh, did you?
I did. And I didn't write, long things about them, but I'll read them. Rosemary Romy Hill. I adore her lace patterns. She makes me want to learn how to do beaded lace. I love the variety of lace things that she creates, and not just in one particular style or, like one particular shape, but really taking lace and doing a lot with it. And I love that.
Have you knitted any of her patterns before?
No.
Just admired them. Okay.
I have admired them from afar.
All right. That counts.
Isolde Teague. I appreciate Isolde's attention to detail and thoughtfulness about the design process. I follow her on Instagram, and she is an absolute perfectionist. When you knit one of her patterns, you know it's going to be a treat. I have several of her patterns in my queue that I really want to knit.
And have you knit anything of hers?
No.
So this is a challenge then.
It is a challenge.
It's like putting in the front of your mind, these are people I admire, so maybe I should knit something they've done.
Yes. Also, Elizabeth Zimmerman, her wit and vivacity are fabulous. I love to read her work. She makes me want to be a better knitter and to trust myself more as a crafter. Be brave.
Is that what she says?
I think so.
Okay.
That was what I was saying, though.
Oh.
I want to be brave.
Wow. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt.
You should. It's so creative and new.
No one said that before.
No.
Ever.
Just me. And also, Linda Lee. Linda's love for all crafts is clear. She doesn't hesitate to pick up something new and give it a try. Her desire to learn is admirable, and she's generous with her time, knowledge, and lovingly made treasures.
Oh my goodness. Makes me want to cry. Well, that's the sweetest thing ever. Thank you. Wow, that blew me away. I wasn't expecting that. Thank you.
Welcome.
That's very sweet. Wow. That means a lot. Thanks, sweetie.
You're welcome.
Well, now I've got to follow up with that. I should have gone first.
Here.
Okay, yeah. It's just sweat, I'm sure. Okay, I got number 77, which had to do with watching a video,
Okay.
like a YouTube video or whatever, and on a craft that you enjoy and taking notes on it, which I really just took it literally. I did not do decorating. I did paste a title card up, but that's about all I did. Although I have to say, at one part I did print out a page that I looked up on the internet afterwards and pasted in here so I'd have more information. And what I watched was a video with Namaste Farms, which is Natalie Redding, and it was about washing wool. Now, she is a shepherdess.
Yes.
And she is a prolific. I mean, I try to think, I could be wrong, because you know me and numbers. I thought she said she washes 100 pounds of wool like a month. Is that possible?
I mean, I
Because-
guess it would be, but still, that's a lot.
It's not just hers. She actually goes like to Europe where they do mostly the sheep for meat, and she will buy fleeces there.
Yeah.
That she goes to all these farms and she has them shipped over, I guess, and she washes them all by hand.
Wow.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
And anyway, she has produced I thought it was going to be like on Technique, but the video is actually on a new product that she's come up with. Now, what I didn't know. Now, this is Natalie Redding, who did the National Geographic like real life show, and her husband is the son of. Oh, I'm going to do this wrong now. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Stink. The son of Jerry Redding.
Okay.
Okay. Now, have you heard of Redding products at the salon?
yeah.
It's that Redding family.
Oh.
So they are known for hair care.
Yes.
She's got hair that's like down to,
Wow.
I don't know. I think it probably goes down the street behind her. It's that long. They're going to hear.
Okay. Hey, Evan.
Let's see. Evan, can you let Sophie in the house? I'm sorry. We've got all out of practice here.
Thank you, sweet boy.
So what they did, they connected up with some of his father's original, what would you call somebody who investigates and comes up with recipes for things? And-
Like a scientist.
yeah, it was basically a scientist, yes. And they came up with, oh my word.
Come here, Sophie. Come on. Come on up.
Let's go. Came up with hair care for your wools. This is so distracting, isn't it?
It is. Here. You want to pick them up?
Yes. Sophie, come.
I'm so sorry. We didn't know it was going to be like this.
After the video, can you fix my Bible?
Yes, I will. I'll be happy to.
You have really strong glue.
I have really strong glue, and I will fix your Bible after we're done. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you.
Your
know what
call
to
is
say?
very important to us. Please stay on the line.
Like that, didn't it? Should have been a recorded message. Oh my goodness. So anyway,
so Jerry Redding.
Jerry Redding, son, and Natalie is the shepherdess. That's his wife, and they have come up with 2 wool washes, and one is it has the B word in it. And it's not the Brianne word.
What?
So I'm just going to give you the part of the title I feel comfortable saying,
Okay.
which is Wash and Dye and Dirty Rotten,
Okay.
and they both have the B word in them.
Wow.
But she says that's what she says when she can't get a fleece clean.
Well, there you go.
So, wash and dye. And what she's saying is, for many of us, washing wool, when it's coming straight from the fleece, is about soaking and not agitating because we're not wanting to felt, of course.
Right.
But this particular shampoo is made to use like we do with our own hair. And now you don't do this with your hair. You don't, like, if you took your hair and you do yee,
Right.
you would be like matting your own hair.
Right.
I mean, you do this, you do squeezing kind of motions. And so that's what she's saying they do with this shampoo. And the wash and dye is especially made to be really great for dyers. So you wash it and then it goes directly into the dye pot. And she says the color turns out amazing. She gives an example of it. But if you look up washing wool with Namaste Farms and it's through the Woolery,
Okay.
you can see the video for yourself, but she shows exactly how she does it, and it just is amazing, the results that she's getting. Her Dirty Rotten formula is for more very greasy. She's like, there's a lot of merinos that are like that. They really hold the grease, and so you wash with Dirty Rotten first, and then you follow up with Wash and Dye.
Okay.
Now what she's saying is that it's also a fabulous wool wash for your knitted items. So it's not just for raw fiber. Oh my word.
Okay, I see that. You really need to go upstairs now, please.
This is a circus today.
I don't want to go.
I'll be right upstairs. Okay, go upstairs now. Okay, go use Dad's iPad. All right.
Okay. So anyway, she has the 2 formulas, and the Wash and Dye is a conditioning formula. And so you know how you've heard a lot of people, when they have like a yarn that has just not got a good hand to it, they will use
Evan Jonathan.
It's flashing the lights. Anyway, they'll use conditioner on it to help it soften up. And this is already made with a conditioning agent in it, so that it will actually make your fibers just feel fabulous. And she says it'll take a fleece that is really kind of crunchy and turn into something very soft and wonderful. So I thought, you know, there's a lot of us have gotten yarn sometimes that later we go, oh my word, this is just not going to work.
Yes.
But if you already made it up, it might be worth a try. Now it's expensive in my way of thinking.
Okay.
Okay. But she says there is so much work. I think they had to pay $10,000 to have the formula made up for them.
Oh my word.
So it is 16 ounces for $17.50. Now it is concentrated. So this is the ad from the Woolery. It gives the little write-up on it. But I really think it's worth trying. You know, nobody will give you their actual ingredients list in these things. They're not. They are not required to. But the ingredients that they use are cosmetic grade, not tested on animals, you know, but they are cosmetic grade, so a person could use it.
Sure.
So you're not putting a bunch of chemicals on your stuff. So I don't know. I found it fascinating.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly a technique, but
Still interesting.
I thought
you learned.
I just didn't want you to be disappointed that I hadn't actually looked up a craft.
Yeah.
So aside from the fact I found a wonderful new wool wash I want to try. Hey Evie, if you sit on the floor, you get the dog hairs in your nose. You really need to go upstairs like Mama said.
I don't like to be alone.
Okay. So the last thing I looked at, and it'll be quick, I promise, is I have always been interested in learning how to do the inkle loom.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
No idea.
Okay. If you've ever been to a Renaissance fair, they wear these fancy bands as sashes and things, you know. And an inkle loom, it's not going to really help for you to see my notes, but I made notes to myself. I watched probably 5 videos, and since then many, many more. And basically they are a smaller loom setup. You know, I've been wanting a bigger loom, not like a floor loom, but like a tabletop rigid heddle loom. But they are more expensive. And an inkle loom is probably, I mean, they come in all sizes, but it's probably more like this wide and about this long. And it's made for creating fabrics that are about 4 inches wide or less, typically. I mean, I'm a newbie, you have to know that. But you actually get the same weaving action. They have little heddles. But it is a very old form of weaving. I mean, there are examples of weaving that are still around today from, like, you know, Egyptian times and before. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
And so weaving is really something that has been around, I don't even know how long. I'm sure that would be a fun thing to research too.
Yeah.
More things for me to research. There is just the typical straight plain weaving. There is pickup weaving. We're using a stick to pick up certain threads to accentuate them, and it creates a pattern. And then there is card weaving, where the same threads that are winding their way through the inkle loom have looks like little playing cards with holes in them. And the way you twist them one way, and then you run your shuttle across and twist them back and run your shuttle back the other way.
Yeah.
And the cards, the way they are threaded, create a pattern. And so you're just doing this. Oh, it's amazing. It's a wonder.
Wow.
But my interest in it has to do with, I've got a son who plays guitar.
Yeah.
And I'm always hoping for something that I can do for him for Christmas. And I thought, wouldn't it be neat to be able to make him like an assortment of fun guitar straps.
That'd be a great idea.
You know, I would love
Yeah.
that. Also, it would be, if you really wanted to be industrious and you did a steeked edge on something, you could line your steeked edge or
that's true.
or edge a sweater. Instead of using ribbing, you could put your band, loomed band with a pattern around it and just do a very simple sweater and do a beautiful edging on it. And people put it together, they sew the panels together and make fabric. And but I don't know. I'm hankering to get weaving.
Hankering.
But that was my fun foray, which of course led to midnight obsessions.
Of course.
Looking up inkle loom weaving.
Inkle loom. I had never heard of it before.
You may see some of it if I ever get around to getting one. I looked on Ravelry. There's a used one that might be coming my way if I can work a deal.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
Yes.
is there anything else we need to pick our winner? Because today
Yes.
we're going to be giving out our
Ann
Ann
Bud.
Bud Knits ruler. Ann gave me these for giveaways when I was at Yarn Fest, and I have been using it like crazy. I think a clear ruler is a brilliant invention for one
Yes.
thing. And the fact that you can look up your gauge with this handy guide that she's printed on it, and it's got Ann Bud's name on it. And so that alone is worth $1 million.
Yes.
Right there, Ann Bud.
Ann Bud. Yeah.
She touched this
What?
with her hand.
Wow.
So I'm going to be sending one of you lucky people an Ann Bud ruler. And there might be a few little extra goodies in the package too.
Yeah.
You never know. Evan wants to send, he wants
There
us
you
to
go.
send him.
That's right.
So let's, let me get out my random number generator.
Okay.
And Brianne, you're going to look up,
Yes.
sorry, I'm
It's okay.
connected to everything you own over there.
That's all right.
Let's see who wins this week.
Okay. I'm not entirely prepared.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
Is there anything else that we needed to announce?
We need to pick our numbers for
All
next
right,
time.
we'll do both. We will pick a winner and we will pick our next assignment for Project Craft. I want to make sure you know the whole project is not closing down, but in the form that it's in right now goes through the end of June, and in the summer it's going to be much more casual.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to do 350 through 389.
All right, 361 is the winning number.
Okay.
361. Abby,
That's you.
pick another one. I know, I responded to everybody. I go, poor Brianne, she's going to be having 373.
That's you again.
May have been a bit chatty. Try again. 369. Don't say it's me again.
It's you.
357.
357. It's you.
Oh my word. 355.
It's you.
63. 363.
Yeah, that's you.
Oh my word. 370.
Still you.
Poor Brianne. 361.
Still you.
366.
And you again. How about we start with 372
Okay.
through the end number?
Oh my word.
So you get that.
I have one, so. 379.
Okay, let's look. Uh-oh. Oh my word!
Still you.
383.
Oh, she catch 22. We finally got one.
She catched 22. She's won before.
She has.
She's a lucky winner.
That's right.
She catched 22. You will be getting the clear ruler from the lovely Ann Bud Knits.
We'll get you a ruler too, okay? But not this one.
Okay.
This one goes to our friend.
All right. Let's tick. Let's tick.
Let's tick.
Well, we're going to put in our next set of numbers, which is 2 through 100. Generate number, and Brianne, you have number 20. Have you done 20 before?
I don't know. It's beyond there.
Join a craft along or make something that is inspired by another. Honey, you're going to pull the camera off.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Thank you.
I don't need the camera.
Join a craft along or make something that is inspired by another crafter. Sometimes the best ideas begin this way. So if you don't feel like joining a craft along with like a knit along or whatever, then you're just going to look at people that are making things and you're going to decide to join in with them and try something.
Okay, and today is
the 16th.
okay.
No.
Let me write down.
Okay, and I will be doing number 12. Oh boy, it's in these low numbers again. Hey, you've already done this one, haven't you? Find references to your favorite craft in the movies, advertising, or
have.
TV. Let's pick a different one so we get a chance to try something else. 75. 75 is craft something on a very tiny scale.
Oh, you've got a baby sock you're making.
I do. Maybe that can count. So I'm going to do number 75.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
All right. Now, is he doing something on screen or off screen?
Would you like to say goodbye to everybody?
Bye-bye.
Okay.
All
Evan,
right.
can you go sit over there for me? Because I need to say something. All right. So we don't always talk about our scripture for the day, but we always try to put it in an encouraging word at the end, right?
Yes, definitely.
And one of the things that really hit me is that we as crafters, as knitters in particular, we are all about creating like items that to wear, that look beautiful, that feel like a hug, that are nurturing for ourselves and for people we love, right? And, you know, the Bible talks about how we should dress.
Yes.
And so this is in Colossians, and I just love how the message says this. It says, so, since you are chosen by God for this new life of love, dress in the wardrobe God picked out for you. So what do you think God wants you to wear? Pants or a skirt? I don't know. Bikini? Here it says that God picked out for you a wardrobe of compassion, kindness, humility, not be all braggadocious and about yourself, quiet strength, and discipline. And it tells us also, he says we're supposed to be clothed in being even-tempered and clothe ourselves with being content in being second place. These are all hard things, aren't they? Because even though like we're not all about ourselves, you and I don't have like the highest numbers in the world on our podcast, right?
Right.
And so there's a part of me that I want to do well. You know, I've always wanted to, like I was always sitting in the front of the class wanting to get the A. And what God is telling me, don't be all wrapped up in trying to be the best at everything, because it's not about being the best, it's about love.
Right.
And so what we're doing here is not trying to be the best, but we're trying to share our love with you, the love of God, with our love for crafting, right? Our love for each other, our love for God. We're trying to share those things, and that's what's important. And it's easy to get your mind off and in the wrong area of importance. And so it says also that we're supposed to forgive quickly and completely, and regardless of whatever else you put on, okay, you're supposed to wear love. It's your basic all-purpose garment. Never be without it.
I love that.
Isn't that neat?
That's really good.
Love is your basic all-purpose garment. And I was reminded yesterday, I spent the day with my mom, and she has dementia, if you don't already know that. And so it's not easy to be with her because her mind is not healthy. And she actually was having a pretty good day yesterday, but it was just quite a lot of talking. Where do I get that?
Enchilada.
And so, you know, it was just, I was getting a little bit worn out, and I just kept reminding myself that this is about showing her love. and that I can't fix anything in her life, and it makes me sad that I can't. But what I'm there to do, what God tells me that I'm supposed to be wearing around this world, and with everybody I meet, they're supposed to see love in my heart.
Sure.
And how different do you think this world would be if every Christian out there, if every person out there said, what I'm going to go and show everybody I meet today is love?
Right.
How different would our world be?
Very different.
You know?
Yeah.
And so no matter what political party you're a part of, no matter who you're voting for, all of your interaction with the world around you should show love. Are you showing love today?
Yeah. Even to those who are difficult to love.
Difficult to love. Maybe because they interrupt podcasts. Maybe because they bark at the door. Maybe because they talk a bit and they forget everything. Doesn't matter. Those are all people we love so much. And let's make sure that the love is the first thing people see about us. I was really convicted of that. And just like it challenging maybe is more the word. Because it wasn't like I feel condemned. But I felt really challenged to have love be the first thing that people notice about me, and I'm going to work toward that.
Yeah.
Just being more loving.
Right.
I think, and it's not just because I'm your mama, I think you are probably one of the most loving people I know.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you just give and give, and it's not about wearing yourself out, doing things for people, but it is about showing genuine love, and sometimes that's just the simplest things,
Yeah.
and not being all about yourself, right?
I'm good at pretending that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, it's all about me.
Right. That's getting our eyes, it's good. I'm focusing on trying to get my eyes more off of myself and about loving other people. That's my
Yes.
goal.
That's a good goal.
So that's going to be our scripture we're sharing today.
I love that.
I wonder if any of you feel that call to live a more loving life.
Yeah.
Wondering.
Almost.
Okay. All right. So from the Lee and Keen household full of dogs and kids home from school and rain and
Yes,
shenanigans.
all of it. Yes. We are so glad that you're here today. I hope that you made it to the end because that was an awesome word. And we want you to remember until we see you next time that you are knitworthy. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Okay, good.
All right.
Okay. Saying goodbye. Say goodbye, Evan.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Wait.
All of his tricks. Okay. Bye-bye.
Ready?